Look around the room you're in right now. Take it in, the walls, the light, the distance between you and everything else. It feels real, immediate, direct, like your eyes are just windows. But here's the thing, nobody tells you. Your eyes are the last part of the process. By the time you think you're seeing reality, your brain has already decided what it is. And if your brain decides first and sees second, then what are you actually looking at right now? Think about the last time you were completely certain about something. You knew what you saw. You were sure. You would have bet on it. And you were wrong. That happens more than you think. Not because your memory is bad. Not because you weren't paying attention, but because what you saw was never quite what was there. Here's a word your brain uses for what it does. Prediction. Your brain isn't receiving reality. It's predicting it. Every second. Without stopping. Without asking you. Try to read this. You just read something that wasn't written correctly. Every word. Instantly. Without trying, your brain looked at broken words and fixed them before you even knew they were broken. And here's the part that changes everything. Your brain is very, very good at this. Most of the time, its predictions are close enough. You move through your entire life and never notice. But close enough is not the same as real. And sometimes the prediction is so wrong that you have to ask, how often is it this wrong without you ever finding out? That question has an answer, and it is uncomfortable. There is a spot in your vision right now where you are completely blind. Not metaphorically, literally. Every human eye has it. A gap where the optic nerve connects. No light receptors, no image, nothing. But you're not seeing a black hole. You're seeing the thing your brain put there instead. A guess, a fill-in, something that feels real because your brain made it real. And you have no idea what it invented. This happens with more than blind spots. Researchers once ran a simple experiment. They asked people to watch a group passing a basketball. Count the passes, they said. Simple enough. Halfway through, a figure in a gorilla suit walked straight through the middle, stopped, beat its chest, walked off. Most people never saw it. Not because they weren't looking, because they were looking for something else. Your brain doesn't process everything equally. It promotes what it expected, and quietly buries what it didn't. Which means the world you experience every day is partly what's there, and partly what you were already looking for. This is easier to see in other people. You've watched someone miss something completely obvious. You've wondered how they couldn't see it. They were wondering the same thing about you. Here's what makes this stranger. Your expectations don't just filter what you notice. They change what you actually see. Show someone a red heart. Flashed so fast they can barely register it. Most people say they saw something pink. Show them a black spade the same way. Some say purple, some say blue. The shape was black. Always black. But the brain sees what it knows a spade should be, and it adjusts the data to fit. This is not a trick. This is not a special case. This is your brain running normally, every moment of every day. Adjusting, filling in, building the world you live in. So here's what's actually happening. Your brain receives signals from your eyes, but those signals arrive too slowly to be useful in real time. Light takes about 1/10 of a second to travel from your eye to conscious awareness. 1/10 of a second doesn't sound like much, but a lot happens in 1/10 of a second. A car moves, a fist lands, a step goes wrong, life moves faster than raw perception can track. So your brain solved this differently. It builds a model, a running simulation of what the world probably looks like right now, based on what it looked like a moment ago, based on every experience you've ever had. And it shows you that model, not reality, the model. The actual sensory data comes in as a correction signal. The model is about right. Adjust here. Something unexpected happened here. Your brain updates the simulation. You never notice the update. You just think you saw it happen. Here's where this stops being interesting and starts being something else. If your brain builds the world from prediction, then the stronger your prediction, the less of the real world gets through. The things you are most certain about are the things your brain checks the least. Certainty is not accuracy. Certainty is your brain saying, I've seen this before. I don't need to look again. Which means the more confident you feel about something, the more likely you are to be seeing your prediction instead of what's actually there. Your certainty is not evidence of accuracy. It is evidence of habit. And this is not just about vision. The same system runs your relationships, your conversations, your judgments. When you're certain someone is angry, you're not seeing their anger. You're seeing what your brain decided that face looks like when someone is angry, based on everyone you've ever known. This was never about your eyes. It was never about the science of perception. It was about this. Every version of reality you have ever been certain about was built by you. From your experience, your history, your fears. There is no neutral way to see the world. There is only the world your brain learned to construct. So when someone sees something differently than you do, it's not that they're wrong, it's that they built a different world from different material. And they're as certain as you are. Which doesn't make either of you wrong. It makes the question harder. Look around the room again. Same room, same light, same walls. Except now you know something you can't unknow. Some of what you're seeing right now is real, and some of it is you. If your brain can be this wrong about what you actually see, what else has it decided for you without asking?